June 22nd or 26th, 2025.
I move to approve such agenda.
I'll second it.
Sean? Okay, we approve. 1.2, I need the approval of the minutes from May 15th, 2025,
I would
please, Carl.
love to move to approve those.
Thank you, and
I'll second.
thank you, and Sean, we all agree. Thank you so much. Public comment? Anyone? Nancy? Yeah. Okay. No one? All right. So here we are moving on to new business with our updates from our community partners, which is my favorite. Paul is supposed to be here. Is Paul Vidrich? Oh, he's online. Okay. Columbia Economic Team, Mr. Vogel is up.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Thank you. Just a few things. I know you've heard this before. Things have been shifted in terms of the decisions around Project Spice, largely because they're such a global player. We've got tariffs involved and that sort of thing, but July is their decision month on Project Spice. We are still one of 3 finalists. Mr. Backus is, Mr. Mayor is sitting in front of one of the finalists. Figuratively, and so we're glad to still be competing. We're continuing to communicate with them and just push every point we can right up until the end. We've got the energy picture. I can tell you, there's been a lot of study around it to serve Spice, and the energy picture in South, Mid, and North County is getting even more clarified. And some work going on there, so that's positive. We have 2 other recruitments, much smaller than Spice, but very interesting ones that have been brought to us by the state of Oregon that we'll be competing on. I think our biggest news probably is that next week you'll see a bit of a transformation with our small business center. It will no longer be an SBDC. It will be the SBRC, Small Business Resource Center, which it was originally created to be. We set that up. The communities all supported it, and we were ready to go it alone. And then we got invited into the Small Business Development Center network, the statewide network. We've test driven that for 3 years, and we have mutually concluded that an independent SBDC is doesn't really fit their model, and it doesn't fit it for us, doesn't fit it for them. The network also has lost 2 centers this year out in Eastern Oregon. They may be going dormant in Southern Oregon. They've lost a center director in Roseburg, and they're moving to a new model. It's more of a regional model that would like us to be a satellite. That's not what our communities told us they want. Our communities told us they want an independent, Columbia County responsive SBDC or SBRC, and that's what you're going to get. So what will you notice that's different? Almost nothing except the R instead of the D. Jason is still the director. Sierra is our small business specialist. All the Munch and Learns, all the programming, all the offerings, all the advising, everything will remain the same. The benefit we had was we learned a lot about what works and what doesn't work with the SBA model. We're going to continue with what we want, not continue with what we don't. You'll find that our SBRC is much more accessible, a little less protocol, a little less process, and we've already applied for significant new funding sources to expand our programs and services that we would not have been allowed to under the network. So if you're a client or a former client of the SBDC, you'll be getting some communications. Otherwise, we'll be rolling this out over the next 30 days or so. But essentially, business as usual. Get a hold of us, refer people to us. We're on the job, and we're actually very excited about this next chapter. That's pretty much it for me. I hope there's somebody there from the port, because the port's got some interesting new stuff going on. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Before I move to Scapa City Council, Jason's on our schedule. Have we heard from him?
Paul Federich, I believe you were reaching out to Jason. Did you ever get confirmation that he was able to attend?
Jason's father died, and
Yeah.
he had to go to California,
Oh,
and so that really messed the schedule up. And I did not hear back from him after that point, so I assume he's still
Yeah.
dealing with that.
I'm sorry if that was a dropped thread. Yes, Jason's father tragically had an accident and then passed away. Jason's the executor as well as being, if I can be frank, the only adult in the room, and so he's been dealing with that. And we expect to be back in contact with Jason tomorrow, but he's pretty much been off the screen.
okay. So how are we going to handle 2.5?
We can just hear it at another meeting, I feel.
Okay. Do I need to make a motion or we can just move?
We'll
through it?
get there when we get there.
Okay. Scapa City Council. I believe that is Jeanette. Oh, Jeanette.
Hello. So I'm not feeling, I woke up not feeling really well. So if I'm just going to say briefly, there was a discussion in our last council as far as maybe EDC, this committee, maybe supporting, getting some ideas to support businesses in the finance and funding. And if Ben, I would just relay a little bit more if you want to elaborate, but we just kind of left it as that for now.
Right, it's on the list of potentials that we.
To your left.
Yeah, we're just talking about that as definitely a great potential for, on the list of things that you guys already have there, where that prioritization might be and where it might come to play. Definitely a great opportunity with your experience to have that input of, as we're looking for incentives or different ways to get businesses to come and to stay and retain and grow, looking at our different funding mechanisms, our SDCs, our business licenses, our just any of our policies beyond just even the development code of how we can maybe obviously stay within the realms of the budget, but to incentivize at the same time as one of the goals of the council to.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, so that'll be coming down in the future. We've talked about it. The when, we don't quite know yet, but it is definitely a great idea that was brought up.
Like in July or like next July?
Oh, we're sorting out when, but it wouldn't just be a July or July. It'd be we're gonna sort out the priorities and whatever works for you guys too.
Yeah.
That's what you're working on.
We're open.
And I know you guys are finishing the plan, and then of course, part of our strategic plan is to have a healthy, sustainable community. So this falls along with our goals.
Okay. Jeanette, thank you so much. She said she was going to be brief. Okay. Casey's not here. PCC OMIC. We have. Okay.
Hi there.
Hello.
I got it going. Here we go.
Oh, there we are.
Hi there. Chelsea Lynn, Director at PCC OMIC. Just some updates around Columbia Works internship. We hired a part-time internship coordinator for the year this year instead of just for our Columbia Works internship, but she is working with 8 youth here, Columbia County, who are going to be visiting a variety of different industry partners, as well as doing work in these areas with Nike, Amcor, Composite Universal, and Genentech, along with OMIC R&D. So we have a full program for them starting July 8th, which each of the students will get paid for their work for 6 weeks. And we also have an upcoming cohort for the summer and advanced trades. We're sharing the cohort. 6 of those students are coming from Oregon State University Engineering and obtaining a certificate over the summer in the cohort, and the other half are local residents who are completing their pre-trade certificate. And yeah, so lots of things happening over the summer. Keep checking us out on social media and see everything that we have going on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Miss Nancy?
Just so pleased to say that I have really good news.
Nancy.
We all want to hear you.
Yeah, I hear the good news.
We want AI to
Reach
know.
good news.
You want we want the whole world to know that the Scappoose Airport now has a new tenant at the hangar building that we have been marketing for a couple of years now, American Jet Center. And they took over ownership a couple of weeks ago. They'll be coming in July 7th and 8th and doing a short job fair. Originally, or at the beginning, they're going to be looking for fuel services technicians and a base manager. So we're pretty excited about this. This is going to raise the level of professionalism at the airport tremendously. I mean, they've got 4 jets that will be housed at the airport. They will have, their business is organ transplants. So they work with, I believe it's called House Organ Transplant Company that harvests the organs, and then American Jet Center is the one who transports them, which apparently is become a much bigger prospect nationwide. The biggest problem apparently in the transplant business is not lack of organs, but lack of transportation. So apparently there's a big push now to fill that gap. And American Jet, who is based in Chico, California, this will, I believe they said this will be their 3rd site specifically aimed at organ transplants. So we're pretty excited about it. They plan to get up and running very quickly. They plan to have about 12 flights per week at the beginning and amping up from there. In addition to that, we're working with Next Adventure. I'm sure you probably heard that they are going out of business, and that affects our Scappoose Bay, their Scappoose Bay location. They are looking for a new owner. We and Columbia Economic Team are trying to help them efficiently find somebody to fill that gap. There has been nothing permanent put into place yet, and they will be closing down as of September. So there isn't much time. So if you know of anybody that would love to run a really fun, very profitable, very busy business, by all means, send them our way. Is that right, Brian?
Not a chance in hell.
Oh,
Excuse the language.
Minion.
and I take that as a no.
It's
You could be
definitely a
persuaded.
definite positive no,
You could be persuaded. Did you see there was holes in that?
according to Christine.
I actually know there has been some interest. Are they responding to everybody that's reaching out?
Well, we certainly hope so.
Yeah.
If not, be sure and
sure.
get in touch with Amy Bynum at the port.
Okay, I think there, okay.
One thought when you're looking at potential candidates, you might really want to have them present you with a business plan, because
course.
kayaking
Yeah.
will attract a lot of people that are enthusiasts, but may not be really business people. And I would be concerned that you might get somebody in there who has their heart in the right place,
Yes.
but doesn't have a business plan.
You have the money, so they'll probably have a business plan because they have to go to the bank to get the money, and they require a business plan. I think they'll be okay.
And if they don't, just point them to the, what are the, SB, yeah, RC. I don't know, I was just screwed
R,
up the.
yeah.
but-
R.
I think the whole county is very invested in making sure that we find the right person, because this is, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this is the #2 site for tourism in the county, is the Scappoose Bay Center, and it grows and grows every year.
What's number 1?
I think the candle is number.
No, it's actually Halloween Town. You can't beat Halloween Town. The candle. You're such an optimist.
CZ Trail, actually, but that makes more sense.
All right. In addition to this, we have Intercept Aviation, which is a flight school, and they're at the airport. They have been there for a few months now. We also have a drone company that is moving out in July. So starting August 1st, we'll have a 12,000 square foot commercial hangar available for rent. So if you're Christine, if your airplane needs a new home, be sure and let us know.
I was looking for a new hangar.
I thought you would be,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Right now, so my hangar's right next to me. It's not convenient.
I see. Well, you'd much prefer having one here, I think, close to home.
Yeah.
And lastly, we are still working with the Escapus Hotel Group about the possibility of a hotel. Stay tuned for more information.
That's great.
Well, Are you? We don't have Heidi. There's a new Heidi. Hi, new Heidi.
I feel like that's not her name.
I don't feel like it is either. It would be difficult to monogram your towels.
Hi, Gina Cisco. I am the
Hi,
new,
Gina.
hello, Administration Communications Manager for PUD.
Did you just get a new hat? Have you always been that?
Roll.
No,
You got a new
I
hat?
was at the port,
Okay.
so I've been there about a month now.
The shift. It's a shift.
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Congratulations.
thank you.
Okay.
And just a couple of things for the PUD. We have our rate advisory committee meeting next Tuesday, July 1st at 5:30. We'll be discussing the cost of service analysis and the October Bonneville Power Administration rate adjustment and retail rate design for customers. So if you guys want to follow that, that's next Tuesday. And then we recently received results from the Portland Area Reinforcement Study. We're calling it PARS. The BPA launched this last August. Participants included the BPA, the PUD, Classic 9 PUD, McMinnville, PGE, and Forest Grove. And the joint area study identified a list of projects to expand local service capacity, looking to add 470 megawatts to the current system. They identified a list of projects. The next steps now are we're waiting to work with the BPA on cost allocation, on how much we will be responsible for covering on this, and reliability study. So that's what I got.
Thank you. Jeff, oh, I already circled you. Sorry. Hi, Jeff. How are you? How's the library? Thanks for the pizza.
Well, we started summer reading 12 days ago or 11 days ago. We've got over 400 kids signed.
Wow. How many did we have last year?
What,
How many did you have last year?
total, just under 600.
Wow.
We'll be having movies in the park in August, every Friday night. I think we finally have the list finalized, so we're gonna do Beetlejuice the first night. Beetlejuice actually, because we did Beetlejuice last year for the first. And then Gran Turismo for the second one, Chicken Run for the third. Jurassic Park for the fourth, and Wicked for the fifth, Wicked Part 1. We've got some bands signed up to play, and that'll all start at 6 o'clock and go till midnight or so. We also are starting a Columbia County Reads project with the other libraries in the county. We got a grant from Oregon Humanities, and we'll be featuring the books of Willie Blount, and that's going to start in July. And then we'll have two events with Willie the second and third weekends of September. One down in South County and one at the Bergenfeld in Plattsburgh.
Thank you. Now, Lori.
Okay.
I've been eager.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Lori.
So a couple updates from planning. Let's see, we have a couple applications in completeness review. Maple Street Townhomes, that's for 14 townhome units. This was previously, a few years ago, the site that was approved for our first cottage housing development. Unfortunately, then COVID hit, and that's apparently not penciling very well anymore. So they have that approval has since lapsed and they're bringing it back as a 14-lot townhome subdivision. Next, we have type 2 home occupation, which does require planning commission approval because it allows folks to actually visit your home, and that's for the Psychic Sanctuary. We have one upcoming hearing scheduled at Planning Commission. That's for the Ofstad self-storage development on the Cinnamon Tree property at the north side of town. That is for a zone change, site development review, and sensitive lands permits. Let's see what else we have. We have a couple items still in construction document review. There's a 12-lot subdivision on the property that Habitat for Humanity owns. So that should be getting approved here shortly. Also, the Buxton subdivision, 44 lots, is under construction document review and is getting close to issue approval for those construction documents. Next, the 50-year plan. The next step is a meeting with landowners in July. I'm still securing a date for that, and that's just to have an open house to invite them in to ask questions of city staff if they are one of the properties that are identified for either the UGB expansion or urban reserve property owners. We'll probably do a certain distance away from those properties as well, maybe up to 100, 200 feet, just so that they're aware of what's happening. After that, we have a work session with our second meeting, council meeting in August, City Council Planning Commission work session to present those final parcels we're looking at for UGB expansion and urban reserves, and also to introduce to them the draft of the 50-year plan. We have completed our transportation planning rule analysis for the parcels we're looking to rezone, which ODOT has reviewed and signed off on. And then lastly, I am working right now on the TGM grant for both the downtown strategic plan and an update to our transportation system plan. So I have some letters of support requests out to some of our partners, and those grants are due July 31st. Happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Has there been any modification to the land for commercial zoning to it, or is it moving ahead as?
Not yet. So that is an issue we will bring to the Council and Planning Commission as we do our joint work session.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We are going to move on to 2.2 with the presentation of Columbia Feed and Supply Urban Renewal Grant Application.
Hey.
And do you want me to read this out loud?
Christine, I have one little thing that we didn't bring up on the last round.
Okay.
Mayor, I just wanted to say that thanks, City, we are finally got our approval. We are hopefully pushing dirt on Monday on the Grace Lutheran Church Daycare Addition. We'll be adding about 1,375 square feet, 2 classrooms, which should hold approximately 30 students. It will be used for adding both preschool and daycare and aftercare. So it should be a positive benefit to the community, and that should take care of pretty much the city's lack of daycare up for people 3 years and older. This will not address infant care, but it should take care of that. And we're hoping to have it up and running. We're hoping by early November, but definitely by the end of the year. So anyhow, thank you.
The Economic Development Committee will now begin reviewing 2 applications for the Scappoose Urban Renewal Grant Program. Staff have deemed the applications before us complete. We will begin by allowing each applicant a presentation on their proposal and its benefits to the Scappoose community. We, the committee, will then have time to ask questions after each applicant's presentation. Later in the meeting, we will discuss the merits of the applications and ultimately make a recommendation to the Urban Renewal Agency on the funding each should receive. For now, we are just collecting information. Today, we have applications from Jonathan Mask of Columbia Feed and Supply and Winston Sandino of A+W Enterprises, LLC. Before we begin the applicant's presentation, does anyone wish to declare a financial, business, or family conflict of interest on any applications we'll be discussing?
Aye. I don't think it prevents me from voting, but I've done business with some of the contractors that are listed below. But I think I should divulge that. I have no financial interest in any applicant or any of the contractors, but I have done business with them.
Thank you for bringing that up, Brian. Yeah, you're good to participate in this because this specific project doesn't have an impact on you,
Right.
but I appreciate you mentioning that and
Okay.
disclosing it.
I will be turning off my feed at this time. Thank you.
We good?
David, would you, all right.
He turned off his feed.
David's a bidder on one of the applications. I think that should be on the record. And so he voluntarily recused himself, messaged me a few weeks ago, in fact.
Okay, so our first will be Columbia Feed and Seed. And it's in your packet, the application. Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yes, oh my gosh, and you get the microphone, it's so exciting. I did see you on Facebook, by the way.
Oh, nice. Do you not have like presentation materials? Kidding, totally kidding.
No,
Totally
no,
kidding. Yeah.
David asked, what do I need?
NJ,
I didn't tell him about the poster
you
boards.
two English
Okay.
people. Now that we don't have bagels.
48.5 minimum. Go.
So everyone, Jonathan's application begins after the minutes.
On page 8. But we all know that because we read our packet
Yeah.
beforehand. As did I.
100%.
Okay, Jonathan,
So yeah, does this
don't
help?
be nervous. We're
Can you-
really
okay.
cool.
All right. So does this help kind of amplify my voice then? This
Yes.
mic is on.
The
Okay,
microphone,
great.
yep, like you can use it here
So-
or later on American Idol.
Okay. So I'll start by saying the reason I'm here is I've applied for a grant to help spruce up the outside of our building. So my name is Jonathan Mask. I'm the new owner of Columbia Feed and Supply, which is just across Columbia Boulevard over here. And it's been a longstanding business. I think most of us are familiar with it as being feed and farm supply only. And as my wife and I have stepped into ownership in the operation of this business, we are continuing that for now, but have plans to expand into more of, I think what best captures it is describing it as a marketplace for goods that are like the very best of Scappoose and Columbia County. So there's a lot of farmers that farm goods, whether it's food maker, there's beverage makers, there's wine makers, there's beer makers, there's makers of other like finely crafted goods that we would like to sell in our store as well. So this would not only engage our community to know what all these makers, who they are and what they have to offer, but it would be, and I hate to use the word outlet because we all think of grocery outlet, but it really would be a venue to really showcase what this county has to offer. And there's some really, really neat things out there. So we have pretty good square footage right now to take the feed and farm supplies part of it and move most of it into our warehouse that we call it the feed room. And within the retail showroom area, expand that into more food and beverage and more, and then what was the antique store, that would be more of the dry goods. So there would be everything from some homewares to kitchenwares to other finely crafted goods, some boutique items, and my wife is really good with that. So again, I guess back to the grant, this business, we need to spruce up the building because right now it looks like your stereotypical old rundown farm store. So what we are proposing is on the outside of the building at the main entrance, that wall facing the south, and the wall facing the highway, Highway 30, is doing cedar board and batten siding. And I have some pictures here I can show, and I think we have a digital, oh, it's in the packet too. Okay, so for those of you who may not have it, I have some pictures too. But so that alone will spruce it up. There's some more windows that we will install, and the existing windows will be upgraded to probably like a black vinyl, which is more of a just sleeker commercial modern look. And the awning that would come off the south main entrance wall would just create a more inviting, welcoming entrance. And it's also would add square footage to the outside of the building where we can add other items in the summer, from gardeny sort of starts and flowers and you name it, just it will be very inviting, welcoming, kind of like a front porch sort of display. And this would not be attached to the building. This would be anchored to the concrete down, and it would sit up under the existing eave. It's probably best that way. It would be a lot more work and way more expensive to attach it, and the engineering and all of that would go along with it. So that's what we're proposing. There's some other minor things like some gutter work. We're putting new entry doors on the front, custom Douglas fir, 3/4 glass, quarter just wood at the bottom, and then some minor there's repairs and some painting that needs to happen on other walls that we will leave metal just to spruce those up. And there's a whole process that they have to use some special products, because repainting over metal doesn't always take, and just the peeling will happen again. So it's kind of a process there. So trying to think if I forgot anything. I'm sure I did, but yeah, I think the packet, how I answered those questions is it goes into, everyone thinks of it as a feed and supply, as I described and answered the questions on how it will increase economic activity and even promote economic tourism. It's the new things we're going to do that will attract more of this. So, any questions?
Yes. Did you get more than one bid?
I did. I was only able to get 2 in the time allotted, and I tried to stay local. So I got one from Capital Builders, which is David Sedaris, and then the low bidder was EID, and they're out of St. Helens, and that's who I'm familiar with both of them. And as it is right now, the low bidder, sometimes I would be apprehensive for just taking a low bid, but I know the quality of their work, and that's how I'm leaning anyways. And I understand the grant it's a reimbursement.
Right.
So we pay 100% of the project, and then if it's approved, you pay up to 50%. So yeah, just 2 bids on the main construction portion, and then the painting, I believe Capital Builders included a cost for that, as well as Daniel Schmall painting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Questions, gentlemen?
On the seal coat asphalt portion.
Oh,
did
yeah.
you- Did you get more than one bid on that?
I didn't. That was a last minute.
Okay. The reason why I was saying is TFT generally does larger projects,
Okay.
and they do good work, so there's nothing wrong with them.
Okay.
But they're what you call jobbers, which are smaller asphalt companies that do small jobs, and they're more geared to it. They don't necessarily have the overhead.
Okay.
TFT would do quality work, but they're geared towards larger projects. I think you might find better pricing
Okay.
from a smaller jobber kind of operation. There's a guy out there, I mean, we can talk later, but there are probably some opportunities to save a little money there.
Okay. I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, that part of it was last minute, and there is some need for repair for cutting.
Right, yeah, I know, I saw there's 520 square Yeah, and
Yeah.
the way like the small guys would do it is they would actually combine your job with several other jobs. And so they would run around town and do a bunch of small asphalt jobs all in the same day, but utilizing one load of asphalt. And then they'd have it run around and they would run around and it's a kind of a donkey and pony show, but but it allows them to have a low cost structure.
He definitely did.
Did you just say Donkey and Pony?
Show.
Okay.
I've never actually heard of
So are we gonna hear both and then make recommendations?
Yep.
Okay. Are you
Thank
gonna,
you, John.
one other question, are you gonna adjust your sign? It talks about Darlene's Flowers, which hasn't been in existence for at least 10 years.
Yeah, so there is plans for that. It's not covered under the grant and we're having to really scrutinize the money that we do have for interior work as well. So yeah, that'll eventually be updated. It's, yeah.
But not part of, what I heard you say, not part of this.
Yeah, it's ineligible for grant money.
Oh, right.
Any signage is.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions on this proposal?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I actually, I have.
Oh, coming in right at the buzzer. All right.
The 85,000, what bid combinations is that of? Is that small, and then the asphalt and the EID?
Yeah,
that
so
total?
EID, Daniel Schmall painting, TFT for the asphalt. There was the Doorworks
There's a door bid,
company
yeah.
for the door, and I believe that's it.
Just so you know, Doorworks tends to be a high price, just to let you know.
This, I think I can, I mean, I should probably share this for full transparency, but so my dad, my dad founded the Doorworks with
Okay.
the Doorworks company, and my dad is making those doors
Oh, okay.
for the business. And he basically, it would be run through the Doorworks, even though my dad doesn't work there anymore, but he can, and he once in a while does some stuff. I don't know if that's okay, but that
But
is,
we'll want to get another quote to make sure that it's a fair compensation for what that is, even if you're.
oh,
planning.
so there's, okay,
That makes sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can do that.
That's my, way I would want it.
Yeah. Okay. So is the door, who's looking at it now?
It's a double door, commercial size, so not residential, larger.
So like a double glass door with a center anchor thing so that you can lock one side or leave one open or open both, whatever.
Yep, with closers and commercial hardware and all that. So I'm somewhat familiar with the door business, and that price is really fair, but I can absolutely get a second bid. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Any-
Good.
Back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Sorry, I had to go.
No,
Sorry.
we're glad you're back.
Okay, thank you. Super fast. I'm good, Jonathan.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing products closer and giving us some retail. We're super excited about it.
Yeah. Cool.
And now we will hear from Winston. I like that it's A plus W, not to be confused with A and W. Not that I'd be
I
opposed to
thought we were
that.
having group folks.
I know, that's me too. That would probably help us, but go ahead and do it this way.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, committee. My name is Winston Sandino. I'm the owner of the building right across the street. The address is 52555 Columbia River Highway. And I've been working, I bought this building more than 15 years ago. And there have been many changes in businesses during this time. If you look at the picture, I think you all have probably this picture. That would be the best to look at it so I can describe what we're doing or proposing to do. So I have done some minor remodel in the building up in the apartments. The building is a two-story building, about 5,000 square feet. It has 4 apartments on the second floor and 2 retail spaces down below. as you can see right now, it's basically just a square cinder block building. It has a few characters like the tile on top, some of the tiles in the building. And I found out about this grant from NJ. I've been working with the city on other improvements in the apartments. And I thought it was a pretty good idea to do some improvements in the building, on the aesthetics of the building. And so my proposal is to, and I have looked for historic pictures of the building. I don't know what it was there before, but you can see the tiles on the top of the building. I believe there was a plumbing company back then, I don't know, in the 40s. Right now, those tiles are removed, so I don't know what it was, but I would like to install something on those tiles, possibly a name for the building or apartments, let's say Columbia Apartments or something like that. I haven't come up with the name yet, but I wanted to describe from the top to the bottom, modify the tiles to come up with a name. You can see the 4 awnings on the apartments are in pretty bad shape. Those will be replaced and install new awnings. We will install awnings on the retail spaces down below. So there's some protection, for rain, especially here in Oregon. And we want to put lights, gooseneck lights, type of lights, so we can illuminate the area, so people feel more safe and can look at the building, what's been selling in the downstairs. You can also look at the sign, the way it's located right now. It's up at the top of the building between the 2 apartments, and that gets illuminated all day. And so the tenants sometimes complain. They say it's just too bright. So what I want to do is I want to move that sign and put it in the middle of the building and down below, so it doesn't impact the tenants upstairs. And it's more visible for people walking and people driving on Highway 30. I also would like to soften up the building with some planters in front, just right in front of you can see the big windows where the retail spaces are. If we have maybe 12 inches or something of a planter box that we can put in front, so we can put some flowers and some green, so it looks nicer. We also want to change the doors and the windows. The windows are just a single pane window right now, so we'd like to do a double pane. It would be more energy efficient inside the building. The door that you see in the middle, which has the address 52557, is the door that goes upstairs to the apartments, and that's basically unlocked all the time. There's a door in the back also that goes to the apartments, and we want to change that door, improve it, and then have a kind of a combination lock, so the tenants can feel more safe when they enter, but also can be used and given the code to the fire department, so they can come in and enter the building if there's any issues. That's kind of the one in the front. We also have other pictures in the previous page. It shows the back of the building. Back of the building has a deck and some entrance to the apartments. That portion of the building doesn't have any awnings, and it gets really hot in the back, and we want to just put the same type of awnings in the back to kind of protect the windows. It doesn't show in here much, but we have, and this is how I know about the grant. I've been working with NJ to do the parking in the back. We did an ADA compliance parking in the back. And so we want to upgrade that and do an ADA ramp and a little sidewalk in the back, so the businesses can have access to the back of the building. So that would be part of this improvement. And the same, we will be replacing the doors to have a better, a safer door. I think that's about it. I think if, just if we make these improvements to this block of commercial, I think other buildings, I'm assuming they're going to see what we're doing. It's going to look nice, and hopefully other buildings can do the same and improve that block. I think it's a good. There's a lot of pedestrian going in that area. They go from one store to another, and so this would be a good improvement to the city in general.
Thank you. Are you going to paint?
I painted already this building. The red color was painted maybe 4 years ago. But the down below where you see that it's blue and white, we painted it in different colors, so they know that there is a different retail space. And
We know.
yes, so I can paint that. That would be easy to do.
But that's not part of what's in here right now. Yeah. That's what I was,
So
yeah.
you did collect 2 bids. I see one from Camus and one from Almost Tiger. Did you look at local contractors by chance?
Yes, I only had a chance to get 2 bids. I was working on another bid to get 3 bids, but yes, I did look at the last one was very expensive, as you can see. Yeah. But I think both of them are going to use a different a company to do the awnings. So they are not going to be installing them. They are going to Rose City Awnings, I think, is one of them.
I might be able to give you some information. I used to use Rose City, but I found a company that probably 40% less.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean,
after the meeting, I'd be happy to give you my information. We could talk.
Okay. And the construction would be transparent, whatever, if there's Rose City Awnings or whatever he's going to install, that would have an invoice, and we can share all that with the county and city.
Question.
Yeah.
Is the parking in the back, is that for tenants or for customers?
It's only for tenants. The way I have it right now, it's been always a fight between who gets parking. I only had 4 parking in the back. Now I only have 3 because I needed to make an ADA compliance parking. So I used to have 4, 1 for each apartment. And then now I just say whoever comes first can park in the back. For the apartments on top, the retail spaces, they don't have any parking. They can park on the streets or whatever they can park.
So this is what I look at. I mean, you are exactly why I think this committee started this grant program, is because this particular area of our town is what speaks to the 25,000 people who pass through our town. This is what they see. So we've always wanted this to be aesthetically more appealing to, or as a representation of Scappoose. So we look like a better, classier town, if you will. So when I look at this building, of course, I am very much in favor of any level of improvement, But I think there's other things that, I know that you said you painted the building, but there's a lot of different colors, like the business here with, I don't know what it is, the Asian massage. It looks very Vegas to me, and it doesn't really speak to I think the aesthetic that the city should be representing. So I don't know if you have any control of that. My second thing is, like, are you going to clean up the sidewalk? There's weeds there. I think that some work can be done there. The multiple different colors on the front. I don't understand why you would take down the tile, because the tile's like so historical, and you said you were going to advertise the apartment complex.
No. I didn't say that I was going to remove the tiles. In fact, I said I was looking into historic pictures and see
Okay.
what was there before.
I thought you
So
said you
the
were going to put
tiles-
signage there.
Yeah, no,
representing
if you look
the
at
name
the-
of the apartment complex.
Yeah, so the tiles, there's some light colored tiles, but if you see in the middle,
Uh-huh.
there were some tiles that were removed.
Oh, and you're replacing those. I guess
And
you can't
so
see it from the picture.
they have been gone. I don't know what it was. What I understand, and somebody told me that it was like originally in the 40s, it was a plumbing company, and it was like, let's say, George Moreland.
Right.
That's what it said in the building. So right now, those tiles are gone,
So you
and I
put
want
those
to
back in.
put some tiles back in a way of maybe just replace the tiles and put black tiles
Right.
to, or, we can put a name to the building. And of course, I would, before I come up with a name, I can talk to the city and make a decision. But
You said there's 4 apartments on top. How big are they?
they, 3 are just 1 bedroom and 1 is a 2-bedroom.
Like 600 square feet, 200?
Yeah,
square
about
feet?
600 each. The building is about 5,000 square feet.
Okay.
I had a few questions. I was letting you finish.
Right.
Okay, on the new awnings, were you planning on cloth or metallic?
Oh, the cloth for the apartments,
Uh-huh.
and then for down below, I was planning to do. I think it's a different.
I would strongly recommend metallic because of the spray from the highway. The new cloth awnings are going to become filthy very quickly. And then we will have new filthy awnings that look not good. But with the metallic, it's not going to hold the dirt as much, and then it could be easily pressure washed. Although you can pressure wash cloth awnings, it takes a bit of finesse and skill, and it's expensive to outsource. It's not something easy for most people to do. So I would be concerned that if we put cloth awnings on this building, we would end up with a new awnings that don't look new
Yeah.
in 2 or 3
Yeah.
years.
Well, you can see the onions right now
Did you-
on
did-
the top.
Yeah.
So
Did
they're
you-
pretty
did-
bad.
Did you look into credits or subsidies for the windows for energy efficiency?
No, but I think there is, and I've done other improvements in other buildings, but I think it depends on how big
Right.
the windows. So I
Right.
think I can get a credit for
Okay.
that, for sure.
Okay. And then the final question was, I don't know if you're aware of this, and you may be grandfathered, but US Post Office will not normally grant mailboxes to commercial spaces within a quarter mile of the post office.
Yes, I talked to them many years ago. Only the retail spaces, when they are open, they can get mail. But if not, they basically have to have a PO box. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to put something so they can get the mail in.
I don't believe they're going to be willing to do that for you.
Okay.
Not really in the local bar. We can't.
No, but it's in the bid.
No, it's in there because I wanted to do that. I wanted to put some 6 mailboxes in the back of the building. So the mail, when they come, they can just
Okay,
put in. But if it's not possible, then, that can be removed.
okay, thank you. That's it. That's all I got.
What do you got?
No questions, thank you.
So when you say, and I'm going back to my thing because I want to, the install new tiles with the apartment name of the front of the building, like, do we advertise the apartments or do we advertise the business?
Well, it's a good question because if the whole thing were apartment, like a apartment complex, then it would be easy just to say apartment building. But in a way, what I would like to do, is to have a name for the building.
Do we know, I know you said you looked at it up historically. Do we know who built the building like back in the day? You
No,
said it was a plumbing building.
I can do more research though.
Okay.
I can do more research. I have a friend who is a historic.
Jonathan.
So I
has
can probably
something
do
to
that.
say. Jonathan knows.
Still have a picture of your building with the thrift, with the grocery store, the brokers. No, that's yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. There's other.
I thought the grocery store was the old pet store over there. They actually still have the tile on the walls on the inside from the butcher shop.
That's not.
That's a different one?
No.
No.
It's where the Sensations was.
Just next to it.
Oh,
Very fascinating, though.
No. It's very interesting. I tried to find something, and I think the first building was built in 1920s, and it was a wood building, and then later in the 40s it was reinforced and they did a concrete building. But yes, I would like to. I think that's not. It's still up in the air. I have two options. One is just to put black tile, just to fill the gaps in there, or come up with a name that the city and the commission is okay with it.
And I want to remind everyone, just for the sake of this program policy, if it were signage that advertises either the residents or the businesses, it wouldn't be reimbursable. So if it's tiling for, design and aesthetic, that's all good. But anything for like the name or the businesses wouldn't be covered by this.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, what do you want us to do, NJ? You want us to chat in front of them and talk?
Yeah, a couple things. So the two grant requests add up to $82,902.50. Currently in the grant fund, we have $75,889. And then that represents the amount that will get added on July 1 of this coming year. And then the next time something will get added is July 1, 2026. So we have this allocation that the agency will make in August, and then we have more cycles, one in November and one in March of 2026. So, yeah.
So you want us to, obviously we're removing the USPS portion of the ask, is that correct? And with the signage that we can remove that, and is this the correct forum to have this discussion?
Yeah, we could do that. To save us some time on math, I would just bake that into your motion with words, and then I can look through and subtract it all later. But in general, we don't have enough funds to allocate 100% for both of these grants.
But if
NJ,
we
do you know
remove- oh, sorry, Jeff.
Do you know what the status is on the other grants that we have approved as far as?
We're 100% caught up. So the 75,000-ish number is 100% what
The other grants have been completed.
they're paid out. Yeah.
Question. So isn't there, I heard you guys ask the applicants for additional quotes or updated quotes. So are you guys voting now on the amount, or just that you're approving them forward after they get, to finalize the amount after they
Right.
get the updated information?
They can go either direction. They can say, recommend 100% or 75% or 50% or whatever, contingent on updated pricing from taking out certain elements of the grant. And then I would just email you all like, this is what the actual numbers are.
Clarification. So we're capped at 50% of the cost of the project. So when you say 75%, you mean 75% of the 50%.
Correct, of the grant.
Yeah, of the ask, okay.
Correct.
So I have a couple thoughts. I think both these projects are great projects, and I think they're exactly what this grant program was designed for. But we're not going to have any more money until a year from now. And to drain the account 100% seems maybe not the wisest thing to do.
Got to spend money to make money. Come on, man.
Well, I feel like I'm not disagreeing with you, but people aren't necessarily utilizing the grant program, and we've had $75,000 for the last 365 days. So, and it's not an espresso machine. So I feel like we are making.
It's better.
Recommendation. And this again is what the entire program was designed for. This is it.
So to fill in for that, we average about 2 that go through the whole process and get, do their project and get funded every year at this point.
Okay.
The most recent 2 were the Shadley's Express Lane Espresso and then also the Lodge food carts.
Okay, so
I'm a little concerned about the huge difference in the bids between A&S and
I agree with that.
and Cascade.
I would have liked to see local contractors bid.
Since we're talking about that one, I think part of the submission asks are for like actual like material boards and things, and with not having like what is exactly these things going to look like, I would like to see all that before, even though this is exactly what it's for.
Yeah.
I'm worried about approving this
Aesthetic.
without confirmation of exactly what the aesthetic is going to look like after this project.
Ben, wait.
Madam Chair? Okay, fine. Thank you.
Go ahead, Ben.
Well, I was just gonna say, I agree with what Jeanette and Carl are saying. I think if you get those updated bids, there's a potential that the price could come down and you might be able to fund them both 100% depending where that comes. So it might be hard to designate right now if there is a potential you could fund 100% as opposed to designating somebody at 75% now, but finding out we could have done 100%.
So are you recommending that we table this to the next meeting and give the applicants a chance to finish getting their bids?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Sorry, Winston.
Oh, I was just saying, that's just something to consider, however you want to go forward. I mean, whether you do it today or not, I just think there's a potential, since there's more bids to be done, that it could come down from what it sounds like, some opportunities that are out there.
So then let's ask Winston. Winston, would it behoove you, do you think that it would help you if you were to get additional bids and maybe tighten up your estimates to get additional funding to maximize your ask? Do you want to come back next month and do it again, or do you want us to give you less money?
I don't want you to give me less money. The lowest bid that I got is I have 2 contractors that I typically use for other projects that I work on, and the other contractor is already booked for 2 years already.
Well, we would love for you to see if you could find somebody local in, Columbia County.
And I did ask NJ if you had any
He can't
contractors that
He
can.
can't recommend. He can't recommend.
Okay. Anyway, yes. Yeah. If I can find a local, would.
You could get more money to do
Absolutely.
things, to make your space even more aesthetically pleasing for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry.
As well as I think what Carl recommended is that you're seeing what the finished product is going to look like. I know in the lower bid, it didn't include the painting. In the larger bid, it did. So maybe having a little more assurity with what your finished product is going to be.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I actually hired an architect to do, there's a rendering in there. It's not quite, but it shows in there what we're gonna be doing.
That's a 2D CAD drawing is what I have. We're talking about something more with what color palette you're selecting. What is that? No, I'm talking about like for the awning.
Oh, okay.
Even like what materials they are. Because that's so front and center, I'm very interested to make sure whatever, especially the front of the building looks like is exactly what.
Yeah, I do have a concern about cloth awnings on the front, 'cause I think
Yeah,
we're gonna end up,
yeah.
we're gonna end up with something
Looks pretty
unpleasant.
dirty.
And
Yeah.
the signage, and really, can we do something about your, like, the cute windows? Like, it looks so nice at the Sweet Light Wellness Center, and then it looks so not as nice on the other one. It looks Vegas, no offense to Vegas.
Absolutely. We can make those changes. And I think in general, those are really minor changes to me. I think we can, once we start doing the work, we can modify that. I think the color of the paint, we can discuss that and agree on what kind of color. The awnings, we can also look at the color of the awnings. I don't think that's going to make a big difference. I think the main thing is the structure of the awnings. So to me, the changes are really minor. And also the tile, I don't need to put a name, but I want to put the tiles back since those tiles are removed. So,
Christine, we have Paul raising his hand.
Yeah, guys. So when we were talking branding a while back, we kind of brought up, and I brought up, as NJ knows, like Sandy has a Sandy style where they have a palette. Yeah, Sandy, Oregon. They have a palette of what they suggest when they, during the urban renewal process. And, we're kind of getting into aesthetics here, and we really don't have any guidelines that we're giving people. And I don't know, maybe we should table that till maybe a meeting next week or next month or something, but we've never addressed it. We have these great ideas coming, and now we're talking about, well, geez, we don't like reds or whatever. And maybe we have to formalize that a little bit, whether it be, hey, we say it's earth tones or something, but I think it has to be discussed a little further.
Well, he's not proposing, I don't disagree with you, Paul, but he's not proposing painting because he just painted.
It would only be touch up on the lower areas around the windows and stuff like that, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's correct. Just the two lower retail spaces will be painted.
So what I think is we should make our recommendation based for number one, Jonathan, and then Winston is going to come back to us next month with maybe some amended bids and maybe some pictures. Is that what we're looking for?
Maybe not, maybe. That's what we'd like to
Let's
see.
just,
I know.
I want to like.
Oh, that's what I'm here for.
We're only supposed to make recommendations. Yeah, we don't get to decide anything.
So, yeah, if you can go.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you guys meet as owners of the buildings of that whole section? Do you guys ever get together and talk and reserve group?
No, we don't, but I had more communication with the Burrito Express, I think, and then the pet store before. But the pet store was not the owner of the building. It just rented. So we had issues with parking in the back. So we have a three-way text that we communicate. But yeah, but I wanted to mention since
thank you,
whoever talked on, and I think the city should probably have a way of telling all the building owners how to do this storefront improvements. So we all look at the same type of color, the same type of awnings. So it's all kind of uniform, maybe, because I'm gonna do something, and then somebody else is gonna come and then do something completely different, and maybe this is the time to kind of formalize, this is the way this building was done. And I think the next building should be done the same way or similar, so it's not all over the place.
Well, and I think to everyone's point, and you're right, it would look nice if everything is really coordinated. And this gets down to the downtown plan, right? It's a point in time in which we need to get to that. Obviously, if we're going out for a grant, there's delay in having that happen. Now, if the committee wants to look at what you feel our palette should be and get ahead of that, we can just let them know, or if we end up doing the plan, incorporate that later. But we're talking about a grant that's going to go way before probably we make a decision on that. So I'm fine if you guys would like to make recommendations on what that should be. I do think council should have, a look at that as well. This affects the community. I would have preferred that we could get through the downtown plan and actually present it to the community and get their feedback on it as well, because this is something everyone's going to see. But I'm open to ideas in terms of how you guys want to approach this.
There is a color palette. There was a program where people could get reimbursed for paint. And it had a color palette. It did not include, like neon orange and those kinds of things. It was pretty broad.
Yeah, this is from like year 2000. So we're talking a 25-year-old palette. Now, if you want to resurrect that, we can go
I
back.
just thought it might be a starting point.
It could be a starting point.
Or if we wanted something short term until we could do something longer to keep all the other projects moving.
Yeah.
We could temporarily use that until there was a full downtown with approval, since it's already,
But he's not painting, so.
well, only a small area, but
Yeah.
just in general,
I would love for you to paint it so it looks more cohesive,
And I think
Winston,
correct.
but let's.
Yes, that's fine. And that's not
And its windows.
yes, we can work on
So,
that.
This is
And
what I want to do. Let's make our recommendation for number one.
Want to do number one first? Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't talk about it.
At what percent?
Yeah, everybody's on board with
Okay,
number one, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, no,
But-
I am.
And then number two, Winston's gonna come back.
Yes. Okay, I make motion.
Yeah,
Wait, what percentage are we going to?
Yeah, you gotta have a number.
I'm gonna do 100%.
All
for
the
number
percentage.
one.
but then we won't necessarily have money for number two.
Number two, we're like 6,000 short. Number two's gonna come back with and give us some more stuff. It's there.
Okay, we're still missing multiple bids on part of number one.
So what'll happen though, correct me if I'm wrong, NJ, is if Jonathan's able to get some additional bids, we would only reimburse to that lower bid. So there just may be a little bit more money available.
So we would require the three bids as a condition of our recommendation.
3 bids or an attempt to 3 bids, is that what we do?
Yeah,
An attempt.
In other words, if you reach out to get a bid and they are non-responsive, as long as you document your attempt, at least typically that's how it has worked in the past.
I don't like attempt. I mean, there's no try. There's only two.
And then there's that.
We could also just you could say, here's the max number.
Yeah. So were you gonna make motion number one? Gonna do 90%?
What do you feel, what would your recommendation be?
I would recommend taking, if we're willing to spend all the money, then I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So I would go ahead and say basically 37,500. And that would leave,
Where did you get this from?
I'm getting that, you're dividing it by 2. Yeah, it's real scientific.
There you go.
And then that way our hands aren't tied for the other one. We might end up with a few pennies left in the
Oh,
coffer.
so give each of them 37,000.
Well, I'm not saying vote on number 2 yet, because you wanted to wait on number 2. What I'm saying is if we do 37.5 now on the first one, then that would leave 37.5 for the second one, potentially.
I don't like 37.5.
I am struggling with why we should not support somebody to its fullest potential who's got
Yeah.
all the
The
shit
only
together.
reason would be is if we wanted to keep our options open. That's the only reason. It's a perfectly good project. I have no issues with the project.
So I think, my opinion is that we would grant the $42,752.50 with the understanding that if he does get lower bids, then he's going to be reimbursed at the lower amount. So then it wouldn't be $42,752.50. This is my recommendation. And again, I do believe that we can maximize our budget simply because Winston's going to come back and get us maybe a local bid and give us some more pictures and cut some mailboxes out and the signage out. And then he would get 100% of what he's asking for. And everyone would be.
What were the doors, the asphalt? Was there anything else on the first one that we said?
Yeah,
Wanted to try and think there's an opportunity there?
That doors and asphalt were the main thing. EDI, I actually have worked with, and they seem to be a low-cost provider. I mean, obviously, I think we should follow the rules and have the 3 bids for everything, but I suspect they will be at or lower. And there's got to be a little wiggle room too. I mean, if somebody's a little cheaper, but they're unvetted and they're not.
Yeah.
It's an EDI is also local, so I'd rather give the money to a local contractor than somebody who's not local. So I feel pretty comfortable with EDI, but I still, obviously we need to have 3 bids. I do think they'll do quality work.
Okay.
I've seen some of their work and I
Hold
like
on,
it.
Winston. Matt, she's on council. She's got something to say.
Well, I just think, I know that council would want to know, for example, if three quotes are required, that you guys did look
Yeah.
at 3 quotes. Another thing is that I want to confirm if with NJ, do they need to have the amount approved by today, or is just approval to approve the grant?
We're recommending.
It's a recommendation.
The
They're only
recommendation. that's
recommending.
what
Yeah.
And it's going up the tree.
Yep.
Right.
That you guys get the vote on.
So can you ask your question again?
So what I'm asking is that so right now, the EDC is just doing a recommendation
Mhm.
to approve the grant,
Right.
versus the amount.
No, they are doing the amount.
The
So,
exact amount.
right, if they, like, they're very comfortable with both these projects, but if they weren't as hot on one and they wanted to do 25% or 50% of the grant request, they would make that clear now.
Just
percentage.
point of clarification to what Jeanette's asking, though, if there is another bid that comes in and it's lower than what's in the packet, we still would only provide
Right.
up to that lowest bid. So even though they're approving a dollar amount, it might end up being less if a bid comes in lower than what's in the packet.
Yes, okay, got it, loud and clear now. And then also too, the applicants, and they don't have to use the lowest bid. They just only get reimbursed up to that amount. So they can pick their favorite contractor, even if it's not the lowest one.
Ben?
A couple of things. Well, I like the idea of dividing the 50-50, 37,500. That's fair to both of us. But also, I'm a little worried that if we extend this longer, I had the 2 estimates from 2 contractors, and they put in their estimate that it's only valid for like 30 days. And one of the things that they mentioned is, the tariffs, things can go up. So I might get an estimate right now, but then later things can go really more expensive. So
Winston, what are you going to buy that's not American made? We don't have to worry about tariffs.
that's exactly what I told them. And I said, steel, we produce the steel here, but they said it's still a chance that things can go up.
I'm not worried about it. I think the amount it could go up realistically is 1 or 2%, and that's not going to be definitive in this project.
Christine, the other element too is no matter what, even if you approved it at 100% today, they still have until August 4th before the Urban Renewal Agency meets.
I was gonna say, everybody keeps using the word approve. We're not approving anything. We're
We just recommend.
yeah.
We're only a puppet.
Yeah, and whether or not there's a meeting on July 17th too for another.
No, Ben wants to say one thing. Yep.
Yes, one thing. So I was just, this is more for NJ, I guess, or even for the committee. If you're gonna go forward with 100% approval, at least at that current rate for this one, you know how much money is already left. Is there any reason not to just get the other one approved as well, if you're interested in the project? My question for NJ is, could they do it as a, yes, we're approving this other one, like, for example, if it was 35,042, whatever the dollar amount came out to, but if this one came in lower, that we could move this one up?
Yeah.
Like, is that a way we
You
could?
could bake that in.
Okay,
Oh, that's tough.
To get both of them their full amount.
yeah.
I think that if Winston goes back and pares this down, like takes the mailbox out and takes the signage out, I think he's going to be there.
Well, we actually can't pay for the sign movement.
Exactly.
Right, so it's gotta go.
It's gotta go.
I mean, we lowered this amount in general, then he should be able to do both of them at 100%. But I do believe that the committee wants to see what he proposed it will look. So.
Meaning another meeting, right?
You could email us the pictures.
But then you're making a decision outside a meeting.
Okay. So are we, go ahead, Carl.
I was gonna try to make some motions because
Make it.
we're within range here.
Make
Okay,
it.
I want to do motion separate. So I want to move on the first application for Columbia Feed and Supply that we recommend to the Urban Renewal Agency,
Yep. Yep.
to approve as it is with contingent upon additional quotes for doors, asphalt, and in general, making sure there's 3 full quotes.
Yes, I would second that.
Gonna call vote. Well, you know,
Yeah, I have a motion.
Does anybody
It's a
else?
motion and
I have a
second.
second.
So we're up for a vote now? Yeah, I'll agree.
Okay, so we're making that recommendation.
Okay. For the second application, I would move to table a vote until we get updated information on quotes, specifically a third quote with preference on finding or at least approaching local contractors and also additional details on the materials to be used specifically along front. So
Yes, and I'd like to see some aesthetically pleasing pictures
yes,
with the
materials. and-
colors
Yes.
of the doorways improved, Winston. I hope you hear me. I second that motion.
Agreed.
Paul? Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very good.
yes.
Did you get the vote from Jeff?
I don't get to vote. 'Cause
I always
actually
forget
live in
that.
Stafford.
Yeah,
He's a non-voting.
yeah, I know. He's a non-voting, yeah,
Okay.
he's a member.
So that's where we are. Winston, we look forward to seeing you again.
And we're excited about it.
Fantastic.
Yes, we
Jonathan,
want to do it.
dude, so excited.
Yes.
Very excited.
Okay, moving on to 2.4, 2.5, we will table till next time. 2.6, I think we're gonna table till next time. And
If you want, it was just gonna be like, are we all good with it? Because we had already gone through it kind of with a fine tooth comb and Carl had made some changes.
Yeah, if there's any discussion that needs to be tabled.
Right.
are we,
Basically, what this stage is with this is we've been working on it for a long time now. Carl and you all have put a lot into it. And so if we're good with finalizing it, we can vote on finalizing it, and then it would result in some kind of presentation to city council.
And I'll say finalize means this is not going to be changed again before it gets presented to city council.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Where it could be changed again.
I vote that we finalize.
Yeah, I second that.
Fine.
Paul?
Agreed.
Thank you. Why wouldn't we have July 17th meeting? Why am I confused on
Yeah.
this?
What's that?
Why wouldn't we have the July 17th meeting?
I will be out of the continent. We will figure out with Winston needing to come back, we can figure out staffing this computer.
Would you like to move the week?
I'll be out of the continent a long time.
Is
Congratulations.
there like getting married or something?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And you are Ben, like NJ is the only one that can manage that
You.
section.
He's the only one that can manage it.
Yeah, we can keep July 17th because Winston's coming back.
Maybe we do a short meeting if the city has staff issues. Instead of planning it for an hour and a half, we do it shorter and just deal with that one issue.
Well, there'd be no updates. It would be.
Yeah,
We'll see if,
But I'm saying we don't need to add it. We don't need to fill our agenda is what I'm saying.
it's essentially if Jason can come and if Winston
Oh, there you go.
gets his skibbles together.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Now you got
NJ
two
can't
items.
call in. I mean. Just kidding. All right, well, I think that's it. So July 17th, we will have the meeting. Thank you so much for making that happen. August 21, September 18th. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next.
Joe's got something.
Oh,
Yeah, and Jay, if I can call in from Paris, you should be able to too, right?
Okay, Joe does not have something.
Is there technical difficulties? He's
No, the Wi-Fi is great in Paris.
all right. Thank you
I
so
didn't
much.
Thank
fall
you.
asleep for 5 minutes of the meeting.
Yeah, they're really great.